They say love is blind, but sometimes it can make you deaf, numb, and oblivious to the chaos unraveling around you. We build bonds, we form attachments, but there are moments when severing those ties becomes an act of self-preservation, of wisdom, of fortitude. When should you walk away? How do you recognize the storm before it wrecks your soul? Today, we unravel the 10 signs that demand you cut ties, even with the woman closest to you. Because sometimes, the path to self-mastery requires the strength to walk away, no matter the cost. Number 1, she disrespects your boundaries. Boundaries are not just arbitrary lines. They are the fortress walls of your inner world, erected to protect your peace, your values, and your essence. When a woman consistently disrespects those boundaries, she chips away at the very foundation of your self-respect. This isn't just about ignoring rules or limits, it's a deeper erosion of your identity and self-worth. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, who once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength begins with honoring what you know to be true for yourself. If she belittles your principles, mocks your need for personal space, or dismisses the things that matter to you, she isn't challenging you to grow. She's undermining your core. A relationship without respect for boundaries is like a fortress with its gates wide open. Intruders will come in and plunder everything you hold dear. We must ask ourselves, how much of our soul are we willing to let be compromised before we decide to act? Respect for boundaries is not optional. It's the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Without it, resentment festers, self-worth crumbles, and trust evaporates. When someone refuses to respect where your limits lie, they reveal a dangerous lack of regard for your humanity. If this pattern continues, cutting ties is not just an option. It becomes a necessity for preserving your dignity and mental health. Remember, protecting your peace is never selfish. It is self-preservation. Number 2. She constantly undermines your goals. Our goals are the compass guiding us through the chaos of life. They give us direction, purpose, and a reason to rise every morning. When someone mocks, belittles, or consistently undermines your aspirations, they are attacking more than just your dreams. They are attacking your identity. Epictetus reminds us, attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or say. Your path is yours alone to walk, and any person who stands in your way is an obstacle to your growth. A woman who trivializes your ambitions, who scoffs at your late-night work, or ridicules your pursuit of something greater, is revealing her disdain for your potential. Such disdain is a poison that slowly infects your motivation, making you doubt your worth, your dreams, and ultimately, yourself. How many of us have traded our goals for the comfort of someone's approval, only to wake up one day empty and unfulfilled? This is a mistake we cannot afford. Stoicism teaches us that our path is dictated by our own virtues and choices, not by the opinions of others. To compromise your goals is to compromise your integrity. If she can't support the journey that shapes your character and destiny, she doesn't deserve a place in your life. Sometimes, cutting ties is the only way to reclaim your purpose. Remember, a true partner walks beside you on the path, not in opposition to it. Number 3. Her actions don't match her words. One of the most unsettling experiences in life is being deceived by the incongruity between what someone says and what they actually do. A woman who constantly speaks of love and loyalty, but whose actions betray these words, creates a dissonance within your heart that will never allow peace to settle. She may promise to be by your side, yet her behavior tells a different story. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the nature of virtue and integrity, writing, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The Stoic believes that actions are the truest reflection of a person's character, not their words. If a woman speaks of affection, yet consistently undermines your trust, breaks promises, or is unreliable in her support, these actions paint a truer picture of her intentions than any flowery phrase she utters. This dissonance weakens you. It fills you with confusion and disillusionment, forcing you to question your own judgment and values. But the Stoic knows that we are not to be swayed by empty promises or superficial gestures. If her actions contradict her words, it's a sign that you are being misled, that your emotional energy is being drained for no true reason. Do not be deceived by illusions. Cut ties with the source of this internal conflict, for only in doing so will you regain your clarity. Number 4. She constantly brings negativity into your life. If a woman is perpetually bringing negativity into your life, whether it's through criticism, pessimism, or constant emotional drama, it's time to evaluate the relationship. Stoicism teaches us to embrace only what is virtuous, productive, and in line with our peace of mind. If someone is consistently draining your energy with negativity, they become an obstacle to your own mental tranquility. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously stated, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But when negativity is constantly surrounding us, especially from someone close, it becomes very difficult to escape the torment it brings. If her words and actions are a constant source of disturbance, it's as if she is feeding your mind poison. You must learn to recognize this as a threat to your well-being, for a Stoic is deeply committed to their inner peace. Let go of relationships that bring no value to your tranquility. You must cultivate an environment where peace and growth are the dominant forces. A woman who only offers negativity serves as an anchor, holding you back from rising to your fullest potential. The time has come for you to cut this anchor loose, to sever the tie that binds you to her destructive influence. Number 5. She shows disrespect toward you and your boundaries. A key tenet of Stoic philosophy is respect for one's own integrity and self-worth. When a woman repeatedly disrespects your personal boundaries, be it emotional, physical, or mental, it's a clear sign that the relationship is harmful to your self-respect. No one, no matter how close to you they are, has the right to trample on the sacred space of your personal boundaries. In his writings, Epictetus advises, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When someone consistently crosses boundaries, it forces you to sacrifice your autonomy and peace of mind. A relationship built on constant disrespect not only erodes your sense of self, but also weakens your ability to make wise, reasoned decisions, as your judgment becomes clouded by emotional chaos. You must ask yourself, is your dignity worth fighting for? Do you allow yourself to be disrespected for the sake of avoiding conflict? In the eyes of Stoicism, enduring disrespect is not a sign of strength. It is an indication that you are failing to protect your inner sovereignty. Cutting ties with someone who doesn't respect you is not an act of revenge or malice. It's a necessary step in reclaiming control over your life and your own peace of mind. Number 6. She diminishes your growth and success. One of the most painful things is when someone, particularly a woman you care about, continuously undermines your personal growth and success. This is not a passive act, it is an active force against your advancement. Stoicism teaches us that our potential to grow, learn, and become the best version of ourselves is our highest priority. It is the pursuit of virtue and excellence that defines the Stoic, not the fleeting pleasures of the world. If your partner dismisses your achievements, belittles your aspirations, or sabotages your efforts to improve yourself, it's clear that this relationship is holding you back. The Stoic understands that growth is not always easy or comfortable, but it is necessary. When we allow others to drag us down, we not only lose sight of our goals but also invite chaos into our lives. Seneca famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In a relationship where your potential is stifled, you are wasting precious time that could be better spent on pursuits that nourish your soul and advance your personal mission. If she discourages your growth, cutting ties might be the only way to preserve your future and maintain your integrity. Number 7. She brings emotional turmoil and drama into your life. Emotional turmoil and drama are distractions that can derail your Stoic path. Stoicism teaches us to maintain emotional equilibrium, focusing on reason and virtue, not on emotional chaos. When a person consistently brings turmoil into your life, constant arguments, unnecessary conflicts, manipulative behavior, it is a signal that they are not aligned with your pursuit of tranquility and peace. A Stoic lives by the principle that our emotions should not govern us. We govern them. The mind should be free from the shackles of irrational emotions that disturb our judgment and peace. If a woman's presence causes you to constantly react emotionally, whether in anger, sadness, or anxiety, it is a clear sign that this relationship is leading you away from inner peace. Epictetus famously stated, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Similarly, peace of mind is not achieved by fulfilling every emotional need, but by understanding that external chaos and drama do not define us. If a relationship leads to constant emotional volatility, it is time to consider parting ways. Your inner peace is the foundation of your strength, and anything that disrupts it is a threat to your Stoic discipline. 8. She fosters emotional instability and uncertainty. In the Stoic way of life, boundaries are essential. Boundaries are not just physical, they are emotional and mental limits that preserve your well-being and peace of mind. A person who disrespects your boundaries doesn't value you for who you are. They seek to control or manipulate you, even if unintentionally. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This acceptance does not imply submitting to disrespect or mistreatment. It means recognizing what is within our control and what is not. If someone disregards your emotional or physical boundaries, they are not contributing to your well-being. Instead, they are robbing you of the peace that a Stoic seeks to cultivate. Boundaries are not walls built to isolate. They are guardrails for your mind, helping you avoid harm and maintain a clear path. A woman who continuously ignores your boundaries disrupts this clarity, leading to unnecessary frustration, confusion, and inner conflict. To live as a Stoic is to live intentionally and maintain respect for oneself. This includes preserving your personal boundaries. When a relationship fails to honor your limits, the wise Stoic knows it is time to reevaluate. We are not in control of the actions of others, but we are in full control of how we respond. Disrespecting boundaries is a direct violation of the trust that any meaningful relationship requires. You must protect your peace, and sometimes that requires severing ties with those who fail to respect you. Number 9. She brings constant drama into your life. A hallmark of the Stoic is the mastery over one's emotional reactions. The Stoic does not indulge in drama or petty conflicts because they understand that peace of mind is the greatest form of freedom. Drama is the enemy of tranquility. It disrupts the stillness that the Stoic works tirelessly to preserve. Seneca, in his writings, often emphasized how destructive unchecked emotions and external chaos can be. He noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The mind is quick to dwell on imagined slights, arguments, and turmoil. But the Stoic seeks to separate themselves from these emotional tides. A relationship marred by constant drama, whether through arguments, emotional outbursts, or manipulative behavior, pulls you away from the serenity that is at the core of a virtuous life. Think about it. A relationship should uplift you, not drain your mental and emotional resources. If a woman constantly brings drama into your life, whether it's through emotional manipulation, drama-filled conversations, or needless arguments, she is diverting your attention from what truly matters. The Stoic does not engage in drama because it serves no purpose. It accomplishes nothing of value and only steals your energy, leaving you more tired and frustrated than before. The best way to protect yourself from the destructive force of drama is to cut ties with those who thrive in it. You cannot change another person's tendencies, but you have full control over how much space you give them in your life. If the relationship is consumed by chaos and you have tried to restore balance but failed, it's time to take action. It's better to remove yourself from the turmoil than to let it destroy your peace. Number 10. She disrespects your boundaries and values. One of the most essential aspects of any relationship, romantic or otherwise, is mutual respect. The Stoic understands the importance of setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that separate us from others. Rather, they are the clear lines we draw to protect our well-being and maintain our integrity. A Stoic does not allow others to trample on their values, and they do not tolerate being disrespected. When you set a boundary, it is an expression of self-respect. It says, "This is who I am, and this is what I will and will not accept." If you find that a woman repeatedly disrespects your boundaries, whether it's overstepping personal space, disregarding your wishes, or pressuring you to compromise your beliefs, you must ask yourself if this relationship is in alignment with your core values. A woman who does not respect your boundaries is essentially telling you that your values do not matter. Marcus Aurelius taught that a Stoic should take care not to make life too difficult by expecting too much from others. While we cannot control how others act, we can control whether we continue to tolerate their behavior. It is a failure of self-respect to allow others to continuously disregard our values. By letting such behavior slide, you are telling her that your principles are negotiable, which ultimately undermines your integrity and sense of self. A true believer of Stoicism cannot allow anyone, no matter how close they are, to violate the space they've carefully cultivated for their own peace and growth. When your values are disrespected, cutting ties is the only viable option. Conclusion: the true measure of strength. As we reach the conclusion, it is clear that a Stoic mind, one shaped by self-discipline, rationality, and resilience, recognizes when to walk away from situations that serve only to erode its peace. To stay in toxic relationships, to cling to people who drain your spirit and undermine your self-worth, is to betray your own inner strength. Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves above all else, not in a selfish, egotistical way, but in a way that reflects self-respect, self-care, and self-improvement. Relationships, even those that are deep and meaningful, must be built on the principles of mutual respect, shared values, and emotional stability. If any individual, regardless of their title in your life, threatens these core principles, then it is time to cut ties. The strength it takes to walk away is a strength that will only grow with time. As you embrace the idea that your peace of mind, your fortitude, and your self-control are your highest priorities. Remember, true freedom lies not in clinging to relationships that weaken you, but in the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you. This is not just an act of strength, it is an act of wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose thoughts that empower you, choose actions that uplift you, and choose relationships that honor your highest self. If you felt the weight of toxic relationships dragging you down, this is your moment. Take a stand for your peace, for your own well-being. Reflect on the signs we've discussed, and trust in your ability to act in your best interest. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to The Modern Stoic for more insightful, life-changing content. Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Let's start a discussion about the strength it takes to prioritize your well-being. I'd love to hear your stories and thoughts on cutting ties with negativity. Strength is within you. Keep striving for that peace of mind, that control, that ultimate freedom. Stay stoic.